Just want to know, where are the Al Haymon PBC detractors now? July 29th, as we all know, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, the primary fight in the sport of boxing, got Al Haymon names written all over it. We had David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, Al Haymon's name written all over it. We had Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, probably the biggest fight and the most lucrative fight in the sport of boxing. Al Haymon's name written all over it. Also, got to give credit to Tim Zhu and Tony Harrison and stuff like that. Should have been Tim Zhu and Jamel Charlo, but Tony Harrison stepped up, had Al Haymon name written all over it. Yeah, Al Haymon is doing great things in the sport of boxing, but heavily critiqued by a lot of people in this community. And I can even go a little bit further. Even look at Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, the 4th division world champion, currently super middleweight undisputed. When did he become super middleweight undisputed? Versus Caleb Plant. Had Al Haymon name written all over it. Matter of fact, this fight in Tokyo, one of the best fights in the sport of boxing. Stephen Fulton versus Naoya Inoue. Stephen Fulton advised by Al Haymon, a.k.a. El Haymon. Al Haymon. Got Al Haymon's name written all over it. Hey, even Manny Pacquiao, when he beat Keith Fulton Thurman, we could go a little further. We thought that Manny Pacquiao was done. You know what I'm saying? Beat Keith Fulton Thurman, one of the PBC's Golden Goose. Al Haymon name written all over it. Big fights, lucrative fights. Jamel Charlo becoming undisputed in 154. And gonna be fighting Tim Zhu probably. Well, Tim Zhu gonna be fighting Carlos Ocampo probably to get that year at the end, but 154 undisputed Jamel Charlo. Even the trilogy that we didn't really want to at first, we didn't want to see, right? The trilogy with Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Good fight. Probably the most memorable heavyweight bout of this young century. Got Al Haymon name written all over it. So if Al Haymon gets all these critiqued and criticism and stuff like that, why don't he get this praise? Why people don't say congratulations, Al Haymon? Well, let me do it because I'm fair. I'm biased logically and objectively. There's certain things that you could critique a promoter, a manager, an advisor, a network, a fighter, but also gotta give credit what credit is due. July 29th. A lot of sporting is not into the way of this big event. There's no NFL, no NBA. You got MLB. That's it. It's a good fight. They're already starting to promote it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Terence Crawford podcast here and there. We got the First Take ESPN. You know what I'm saying? I would love Bud Crawford and Errol Spence to actually amp the promotion in terms of them going at one another and stuff like that. It's very cordial. Maybe it's their personality and such, but I think it will sell more if they do really just, you know what I'm saying, really go at one another on some Tony Harrison, Jamel Charlo stuff type of promo. But we got some great fights out here, man. Shout out to Showtime as well. Shout out to Steven Espinoza. He also gets critique and stuff like that. We got to give credit where credit is due. There's people that in boxing, man. Boxing is very, very well. 2023, I think, is a very exciting year. We're not even halfway yet. Got to give credit also to Top Rank Bob Arum. Got to give credit to Golden Boy Promotions and making that deal with Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. People are working together, bringing the best fights. They just announced Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. I would have loved to see the Bivol and Beterbiev undisputed, and see that's the WBC's fault. They dropped the ball on that one. I don't know what the hell is going on, but the WBC is keeping a lucrative and an accomplishable fight, one of the best fights in the sport of boxing. They're voluntarily crucifying Beterbiev. I don't even know Beterbiev. If I was you, I wouldn't even pay the WBC sanctioning fees. But it is what it is. And that's what I mean about people. People sometimes got to stop blaming the fighters. Look at the powers that be is the one that's keeping Bivol and Beterbiev from becoming an undisputed. Terence Crawford got a great opportunity to become the only male in the history of the sport of boxing to become undisputed in two divisions. The only male in the history of the sport of boxing. We already know that. In the female side, Clarissa Shields is all of that. But it's gonna be the first time Katie Taylor wanted to do that the same way, but she failed versus Chantel Cameron. Probably in the rematch she'll get another chance. But Terence Crawford, in the 100+ year sports of the Queensberry rules, man, he's gonna be the first. Could be the first undisputed in two different divisions. It's gonna be an historic night, July 29th. All frustration, my frustration is already out the window. I'm very excited about this fight. All frustration should be out the window. Everybody, the fight is here. The fight is done. They both still undefeated, unblemished. We haven't seen Errol the True Spence in a year, but hey, if he want to get a tune-up between fights, it's good for probably his body. Hopefully that he's not draining too much of himself. But he does look great in pictures and stuff like that. Terence Crawford is a gym rat. Again, we got to thank Al Haymon for what was the word? Facilitating this fight. Let me know what y'all think, man. Congratulations, Al Haymon, and everybody that had something to do with this fight coming through fruition, crossing the finish line. But still, man, we got 7, 8 weeks ago. Hopefully these guys are healthy, and we get the fight that their legacy deserves and the boxing sport deserves. Everybody wins. The business of boxing, the sport of boxing, the boxers, the networks, the managers, the promoters. Everybody wins. And it seems like in boxing, everybody's winning. The fans are winning finally. Love you. God bless. And on to the next. Subscribe to the channel.